make a mental note of that and keep it down because I think that's gonna resurface itself. Taco's gonna get himself into a bad spot later on, and he goes for a bluff with no equity, and he ends up having to spew off somewhere at the end.
Right. Well, hopefully he adjusts. You know, it would be awesome to see him flex that or use that knowledge from his previous bluff to really get value out of his, aces or kings. So now we've got a bunch of hands here between Braxton, Scott, Will. The Will 3-bet on the button, standard king queen suited. After Scott had opened with pocket nines, Braxton is all in. So this is the benefit of having a shorter stack is that you can jam in with your kings and not get raised off of your equity regardless of the flop. So he's all in for 1,100. Scott's contemplating a call here with two other people behind him.
He's Scott, Ryan. I think he's going to call. I'm going to bet that he's going to call, hoping that Will call so that he'll put Will in a tough spot because he's been gambling.
Yeah.
So
Scott called for 985 more. Will has got a really good draw in hand on the button in position with Scott who has 14K behind. I mean, your implied odds here, if you jam this, I don't know how legit implied odds are these days, but if you hit a big flop, okay, so he just re-jams.
Yeah, he had his standard because he doesn't want Scott to come along.
Yeah, I like that.
His hands are vulnerable.
I like that. So that's interesting, though, that I think a lot of low stakes players probably aren't taking this line because the surface level says, look at all this action. King Queen suited is dominated here, but the stack sizes are that Will's got enough to push Scott off a hand exactly like he has, and Will gets to play heads up or run his cards heads up against Braxton versus playing against Scott, who could really put some hurt on him.
Because if he calls, then it's dead pot, then it puts him in a tough spot if Braxton starts. If Scott starts putting action in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then if he raises, any small pot creates a side action, which even puts him in a tough spot. So the best play would be to try to get Scott out of the hand right away.
Yeah, I like that. This is why I did not be playing at this stake because I would have just open folded, I think.
A lot of options, though.
Yeah. So Scott's in there. So we're playing a three-way pot for 14 grand, and Will doesn't like seeing a call there.
No.
He's got equity, and I think the aggression is going to pay off in the long run.
Scott has to put them both on overs.
Yeah.
And or that he's putting Braxton on a pair and hoping that Will has overs, and then he could have gambling.
Yeah, or essentially maybe he's even thinking like the $1,100 is kind of negligible, so he's just got to play Will as if Braxton wasn't even in the pot.
I think he's gambling that Braxton has a pair and Will doesn't. At best, maybe ace-king.
Yeah.
Because if Will has a strong pair, he would want Scott along as well. So he probably raise small to drag Scott in. Let's say he has pocket kings versus hands versus king-queen. He wouldn't jam it in. He would probably raise it to like 2,500, 29. Give Scott some equity to call because it's pot's 4,000.
Yeah.
And then and how much? Then that would leave him a pot size shove. And then if, let's say a flop comes like 2, 3, 4, Scott would be put in a tougher position. So the fact that Will shoved and took that play away, I think, puts him on more of a higher Broadway cards of range. Those ranges.
I see. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Cool. So our dealer is getting the pot squared away. We've got a three-way action here for 14 grand. So Scott's going to show Will like, oh, you're actually flipping for the additional $5,500.
Scott's probably fist pumping. He's correct.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I didn't realize I was in this good a shape.
I
knew
right.
I was behind on Braxton.
He was right though. He put the short stack on the pocket pair and the big stack on overs.
That's outstanding. We're playing some high level poker here. So let's go to a pretty important flop. So so ace 10 6 8. So Scott has a straight draw.
Oh, Scott got it.
So Scott's going to scoop it, or
no,
he's not going to scoop it.
He won what matters.
He won the big portion of the side pot. Braxton's going to win 2,200. He's going to triple up here, where you're in marginal spots, having to basically call down with second best, which gets real expensive real quick.
And then you also you have to have really advanced hand reading skills because you pretty much don't know what anybody else has. So when I limp, because I use my bet sizing, that's the next stage. Well, if I limp, I see a pot, then I use my bet sizing to extract information. Because And limp pots, well, if people have strong hands, they'll let you know right away because they want to build that pot up.
Yeah.
Well, I can let go easily. Whereas, well, they're passive. I think if it runs out certain ways, I could just take it away because most of the time I'm in position and it's against the bad player.
Yeah, I like it. Going back into the chat, Visionary Fitness, is the 500K guarantee going to be open to all players? I'm looking to travel from the Northeast. It will be open to all players. You do have to sign up for a daily or a monthly membership. But other than that, all you need is the buy-in and a good attitude, and you can participate in the 500K guarantee. It's going to be a massive tournament, and it's going to be worth the travel from the Northeast. So you can't go wrong by coming out here.
Here we go. Donkey's going to call. If it's the right flop, this could be a big hand.
Okay, so Taco's got pocket aces. So this is an opportunity to use the information where he had to show a couple bluffs earlier, and now he can hopefully get paid with a real massive hand here. But Donkey also has kind of the aces buster type hand in a cutoff with a 15K stack. He's not going anywhere.
I hope he's not rebluffing. That would be a waste of his position.
Well, but it'd be good for the game. Look at that. Yeah, he's going for it. Like it.
Well, they're gambling all in. He's not raising folding. That was
of course. He's essentially putting them all in. It looks like there's about 5K out there.
Yeah. So this is where you got to look at this is a massive mistake, right? You gave up your positional advantage post flop, and now you're against a strong range because Taco's good position. He's in the cutoff, so he 3-bet early. He had to 3-bet early position raiser. So for early position raiser and you 3-bet, and then this Donkey is kind of put himself in a tough spot.
For sure.
But he's probably going to hit it, and then we're going to have a good game.
So it looks like we've got an all-in, and Donkey's considering a $1,900 call in the cutoff. It seems like he's got enough invested that pretty much any two cards need to call here.
Yeah.
It's a massive pot, and maybe he's I don't know if they're going to run it twice or 3 times or whatever, but he could be considering that as well. It's like if he can get the guy to run it, if he can get Taco to run it twice, it could potentially maybe hurt a little less.
I think Taco is a one-timer.
Oh, is he every time?
Would be my.
Does it with aces.
Yeah, Taco likes to put pain on people, so he's not gonna let you get out with 2 boards.
I like it. Let's see. Somebody asked earlier, which days of the week will Dallas stream? As of now, it's gonna be Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, and Saturday nights from 6 p.m. to 10. Always subject to change, but that's the schedule as of now. So he's got a call. Okay, so it looks like he did call the 1900 into 11K. So we got a massive pot here. And Taco definitely doesn't like seeing the 5-6 suited, I think. He would prefer to see Donkey have ace-king or queens or something. Donkey's got 25% equity here to crack these aces, so it doesn't feel great for $13,000 to see 6-5 suited here.
Ace of heart helps a little bit.
Ace of hearts does help a little bit, because that does take out a few of his outs. Thanks. We have over 600 people watching the stream currently. Let's keep it going. I mean, this is the biggest action you can find on YouTube right now. Thanks for tuning in to TCH Live Dallas 994. He's going to need. Okay, well he turned. Okay, so they are running at multiple boards.
Okay.
So the first one's going to go to Taco. He used a lot of his cards there to win the first one. So now deuce 4-6. He's got a straight draw. He's got a 2-pair draw. He's got a trips draw. And he survives. Taco survives both boards. Pocket aces over 5-6 suited. Donkey had a real shot there on that second board with a straight draw and a pair. Who's that? Braxton in the small blind. Maybe Braxton has bet him light before, and he doesn't want to get bluffed by him. I mean, there's going to be a whole lot of metagame going on here that we don't know about.
Yeah, because I don't know Braxton. I don't know other player. So didn't say he was big Chad Z or something? That's him in Austin, or is that a different player?
I don't know.
Because I don't know. Those are the 2 players I actually don't recognize of the entire table.
Braxton and John Ryan.
John Ryan, I recognize him sometimes from WinStar, but I don't play enough with him to know his style. And then maybe they have some kind of metagame going. That has to be the only way, because they they played so unorthodox, both of them.
Yeah.
Like that river bet, just the only way he's betting there that river is because he wants to look like a bluff. Because he has a metagame with John Ryan where in those spots he looked like a bluff where he misses a draw and he leads out.
For sure.
But he's going for value. That's not a value bet.
Interesting. So now we're on to the next hand. Kyle Z 3-bet with pocket queens in the big blind, 525. Donkey's considering a $450 call after Will called in the cutoff with pocket sevens. All playing with pretty large effective stacks here now. Kyle Z hasn't been involved with too many hands. So we're going 3 ways to a flop.
I'd like to see a king high flop to see how Kyle would play this out of position against both these players.
Yeah, it'd be tough. 6-8-6.
Oh, there you go. We need
Donkey murders the flop with trips, and he's in the small blind, so that's
probably
kind of
like
unfortunate.
400, 500. Yeah, he's probably so this is a standard bet, and then
Shane Sino, or Sinnott, sorry, I'm butchering your name. Howdy, just got in from 2-5 best bet session. Figured I'd check out some TCH. Appreciate you joining us, man. Best bet's a good time, but TCH Dallas is
I sure hope Donkey does not raise here.
Yeah, this would be a really good spot to smooth call. It always feels good to have. Well, he's out of position, so it's tough because you don't want to check the.
Well, actually, the problem is if he calls here, he's going to shut down Kyle. So the better player is if he min raises or raises small to look like he's trying to squeeze. That way, it disguises his hand more. It gives him more playability. So I think actually better play would be to raise small. Yes, so he did it because if he calls, Kyle's gonna shut down and Will's gonna shut down. He's not gonna make any money. But if he re-raises, now he could look like a bluff. He could look like a lot, and then put Kyle's in a tough spot and Will in a tough spot. So I think Kyle's gonna, and because of his image, he's gonna get paid off. So he might as well build a pot here. So that was great play by him so far.
1,300, so about $800 more, almost a min click.
Yeah, because he could also do this with like an ace-8. So Kyle have to put that in his range, and he has to because Kyle underbet that ace-8 could re-raise here. And
Kyle probably thinks
Kyle's going to call because his bet size made him call because there's so much.
You can't fold an overpair on 8-6-6, even if it's at least worth peeling one. And so now Will's in a tough spot where he's got all this action in front of him. He's got a middling hand, which you don't want to fold this naturally, but
it should be an easy fold unless Will's looking for a play.
Right.
Like against you say a wide range in the button, you have no reads here, and you know he's behind Kyle because Kyle called.
Right.
So he doesn't beat Kyle.
So it's a pretty important turn. Jack of Spades turn.
That's a good card because it doesn't complete any draw.
Yeah. So Donkey is probably going to continue for value now. And it doesn't really turn Kyle Z off that much from continuing unless Donkey overprices this bet because, he could be doing this, like you said, with ace-8s, all the pocket 10s, the pocket 9s.
Yeah. And the thing is, because he has that 7, that actually is good in a way because those gut shot like 9-10, something. I guess if Kyle is calling a hand, give him a boat, which makes a big hand, so he could bet smaller. And if he didn't have that 7, he probably want to bet a little bit bigger.
So it looks like he bet 2,225 or something. He shoved call. He's going to see some bad news.
Yeah. And
yes, you got a 6, and he says yes, and he's like, dang it. Let's run it 14 times, please.
And Kyle has to make this play because of the player and because of his style of play, paired board.
Yeah.
So paired board people like high stakes is gonna be splashing and a lot of action because there's just no like you cannot fold to aggression on paired board, otherwise you get exploited.
Everyone pays a monthly membership fee and an hourly fee to sit at the table, and that's it. And everybody essentially buys in, all the money stays on the table. And you get professional dealers, you get professional tables, security, everything. Really great player pool, really great variety of games. and it's all legal. And this started in Austin, spread to Houston and San Antonio and the Rio Grande Valley, and now in Dallas we have TCH Dallas, which is the premier membership poker club. So if you haven't checked it out, please come check it out. We're almost always open. We're open from noon until 6 a.m. on the weekdays and 24 hours Friday through Sunday. So come through.
Milkman came through for us. Like we said, watch out for him.
It's King 4 suited, raising to 500 in middle position.
Like we said, watch out for Milkman. He's coming.
He's opening it up. YG's got pocket queens. So he's played pretty close to the book, I would say, YG. And he hasn't gotten out of line. He's been methodical about his decisions. And I think he sat down with 1,200 or 1,300, and he's got a $10,000 stack.
Probably YG is now he's thinking, am I going to stack up with queens here?
Yeah. That's what sucks is when you get up 5 buy-ins and then you stack off with a big pair like that after you've been playing close to perfect all night.
The only problem is that with this bet size, like Milkman, he might be until enough to just ship it and gamble. Oh, wow.
And Scott's got pocket kings.
Oh, wow.
This is a poker hand right here.
Yeah, I wasn't even prepared for Scott, but well, what's YG gonna do now? Well, so here's the thing: is YG actually got saved because
he's gonna put in a big bet here.
Like Scott, when
he's got to put in 7,500.
Like Scott has a hand here. Like YG
10,000.
YG know he's beat, so YG's gonna fold. If I was Scott, I would have gambled and call.
4 bets to 6,000. Golly, this is so much money. $10,000 pot, and YG, like you said, might have to stack. He'll get away from it, but it sucks for him that he's waited so long to get an actual hand like this, and he's going to have to get away from it. A couple of questions in the chat about the model of Texas Card House. Yes, you do tip the dealers, and that money does go to the dealers. I misspoke. So that money does come off the table technically. What games limits are played? We play 1-2 no limit. We play 1-2-5 PLO. We play 1-3 dealer's choice, where it's a mix of pot limit and no limit hold'em games. We play 2-5 no limit match to stack. We play 5-10. I've seen 25-50 run. I've seen 10-25 run. We've played 5-10 limit mixed. We've played 20-40 limit mixed. We've had a whole heck of a lot of spread of games. So pretty much something for everybody if you like to play poker.
All right, here we go. Probably YG called.
So he did call.
Not yet, but he's thinking about it. But I don't see him calling. So he knows he's pretty much up against ace king or aces or kings. So he's sitting here guessing, and knowing YG, he's not gonna put in his money where he's either like that spot, either racing or crush.
Yeah.
So my guess is he's folding, and
I think so. Gary K. Donkey showboating. Oh wait, not sure which hand you're talking about. My bad.
Donkey doesn't showboat. I know he's a pretty cool guy at the poker table.
I thought you were referencing YG. I mean, I think he's actually thinking through this. I mean, this isn't a no-brainer situation. He's got to at least think through it. But also, this is the biggest bet made pre-flop of the entire night, and Scott's under the gun +1. Like, he's not doing this 7-8 suited.
I think YG's just kind of posing for the camera. He's not going to call here. I could be wrong, but I'm going to make a big bet that he's going to fold here.
People say stop tanking. I mean, this is a this is a $6,000. It's a $10,000 bet. Sorry, $10,000 bet pre-flop. Words are hard.
Like let's walk through the hand, right? You got a Mason who just blasted, open raise, blasted, and then you have a call, and then you have a guy that's out of position who 3 bets huge, and then you guys have who's also out of position 4 bet huge. Like,
yeah,
what kind of, like, pretty much the hands here is queen is the bottom of the ranges here, so that's why queen should be an easy fold.
Yeah, all those pink chips look super sweet though.
But because YG, the only reason he would call is because
he's all in.
The only reason he would call is because he plays this range. Like, he cannot fold his hands.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
He plays pure GTO.
So this is how big is this pot right now? $17,000, $21,000. Oh, and he flops quads, bro.
Dude, YG did it again.
Did this dude just? Okay, they're running it multiple times. So he got all of his cards out of the way, unless it comes hard. Wow, flops quads for 20K, and it's gonna come. A 9 gives him a scoop. Oh my gosh, dude.
YG did it.
And look at this. 5, 10, 20, Mason. 50, 100, 200. Got another insane quadruple straddle situation going on.
Mason's going to start having a bloodbath.
They must know that there's only 10 minutes left in the stream, and so they're trying to get their action pots going for the last 10 minutes. And look, Braxton's got pocket aces with a quadruple straddle on.
Against Mason, who's tilting and will not fold anything.
Donkey's got pocket 2s on the button as well. And it looks like he's going to get in there for $600 pre.
For sure. We know for sure he's set money.
I mean, he's set money. This could win a huge pot if you hit with these pocket deuces.
Yeah, especially on the button. We know he's set mining. What is Mason? I didn't see Mason's hand.
I don't know if it's red yet.
Yeah.
Taco Jack 10 off might be compelling with so much money in there. He's got to call 500 additional with 1,600 already in there. Okay, and so Milkman's going to fold Queen 7 off. Computer hand. So heads up. This could either be really huge or really uneventful right here.
As bad as it seems, I'm surprised Milkman folded his Queen.
Yeah, for 400 more.
Yeah, especially the way he's going, and he's against Donkey, who might actually make a mistake and pay him off.
Braxton effectively flops the world here with overpair and nut diamonds. Donkey. Well, I'm not even going to say. It's really impossible to predict at this point. 300. Man, it's going to be hard. Is that 300 or 800?
No, it's 800. 700. I think Braxton bet a little too much.
700.
I think he should bet more like 475, maybe 515. Because he has the diamond. So he's not worried concerned. So he wants to keep calling hands in. With Jason. Jason could be optimistic. I mean, Donkey could be optimistic here. Like if he has the 2 diamond, it might be okay. Because he could, that diamond might save him.
Mm-hmm. I'll be very interested if he continues here. Oh, if he pops it here. This could be, man, that's a $12,000 bet?
Yeah, if he had the diamond, like this is easy call for Braxton.
Yeah, all day. I mean, you can never be that far behind.
Yeah.
And once he sees the hand, oh man, what a spot though. He bets $13,000 all in, basically saying, Braxton, you got to put all of it in. And I'm surprised he's taking this long. I mean, it is $5,000 that he's got to call off with a pair and a flush draw.
Yeah. This is why I think like I said, Jason, like Donkey has more room for selling his game because of being able to make these plays in these spots without blinking. Like no equity, no backdoor equity. It's just he's just pushing. He knows this guy is very conservative, so he's pushing aggression. But this is where you get bankroll whip.
Yeah, sheesh. So he gets to choose. I'm not sure how much he sat down with, but he must be thinking about, do I potentially book a win if he short bought, or do I risk it for the biscuit here for a $10,000 pot?
Yeah, and that's where you gotta play these games. You need a deep roll because you can't get bankroll whipped around like this.
Yeah, exactly. So this is tough. If you're taking a shot here and you've got a $20,000 bankroll, this is a really significant call for you. But if you have $500,000 in your roll,
this is instant call.
Yeah. Okay. Good call, man. It can't be overstated. Like the money means something to most of these people, I would say. And so $5,000 with a pair and a flush draw, I think with game flow probably is a pretty quick call, but still you got to think about it at least.
And against who? That person, the player too.
See, they're all shocked about how long he took. Maybe he thought he picked up on something that I imagine they're all saying, "Give me your hand," and I'm insta-shoving.
The only thing you think about, well, I have the diamond here, so he can't be on a nut flush draw blocker. So but that's too overthinking.
3 clubs on the turn and 6 of spades on the river. Nice hand. $14,000 getting shipped to Braxton. A net positive of $7,300. I don't think Donkey's going to show.
Well,
everybody will see on the stream later, but
yeah,
it's still a baller thing to do to pull out that big stack of pinks and say, "Yeah, I bet $13,000, bro."